Well, the Information Commissioner or the CIC has written to LG on the failure of the Delhi government on implementation of RTI Act and lack of transparency and accountability. Yet another trouble brewing in for the Delhi government. We'll try and connect with my colleague Rupashri Nanda and get more details on this very important story. But we know that the Aam Aadmi Party and the Delhi government has been in the eye of storm. There are multiple controversies, one alleged scam after another. The BJP has raised many questions about the manner in which the education department is functioning, or the liquor gate scam against which there is already an inquiry by a central agency which is happening. And now the Information Commissioner of the CIC writing to LG on the failure of the Delhi government to implement the Right to Information Act and lack of transparency and accountability. Rupashri with us on the broadcast. Rupashri, tell us more about this.
This letter essentially has been written by the Information Officer of the CIC, that is Central Information Commission, on the 22nd of September. And it is addressed to the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. And the subject of the letter says that subject of this letter refers to the failure of the Delhi government to implement the Right to Information Act, showing absence of transparency and accountability in matters of serious public concern. And then if you read that letter, it actually the letter has used very harsh words, and it has clearly said that the Delhi government actually, the manner in which it is implementing the Right to Implementation Act actually has reduced it to almost nothing. And it also goes on to say that there is a stonewalling of information which happens when people from various walks of life actually approach the government for information. And they have also mentioned specific departments like PWD, Revenue. Remember, revenue also is related to land and especially land issues. This goes on also to say that when RTI complainants actually approach the Central Information Commission, the government, instead of sending the CPIO or the officers, instead of they appearing themselves, actually depute clerks and lower-ranking officers to appear on their behalf. And therefore, the CIC has requested for stern action. And what we are getting to hear is that Lieutenant Governor has also asked, for corrective measures to be taken in this direction. Now, remember, this is also a little serious because, and not just politically, as it indicates, another low in the relationship between the Lieutenant Governor's office and the Chief Minister's office. But when somebody, and especially the CIC, is raising a question mark about the implementation of the RTI Act by the Delhi government.
All right.
I remember that Arvind Kejriwal himself has been an RTI activist, and therefore it is important for the government to come out clean on this.
Rupashri, stay with us on the broadcast. Shehzad Poonawalla, the national spokesperson of the BJP, is also joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, Shehzad. Thank you so much for speaking to us. The Information Commissioner writing to LG and saying that the Delhi government has failed to implement the RTI Act in its true spirit.
You see, this is a complete political conversion of the Aam Aadmi Party from Swaraj to Sharab, and now from those who led the campaign against corruption to now covering up for corruption. And the reason why the Aam Aadmi Party is actually playing truant with the RTI Act is because in every department of the Aam Aadmi Party government, there is huge amount of corruption, be it the liquor ghotala, be it the bus ghotala, be it the classroom ghotala. And therefore, to cover up this corruption, now you find either the Kejriwal government does not follow what the LG says, or they try to cover up information in the name of, which should be given in the name of RTI, or they try to even brazenly defend those who are involved in corruption, like the likes of Satendra Jain and Manish Sisodia and others. So today, Kejriwal government is completely exposed, and now Mr. Kejriwal, who in fact championed and fashioned himself as an RTI activist, as an activist for transparency and fighting corruption, has gone the entire circle. These people from Anna Hazare have now adopted Lalu Prasad Yadav as their mentor and icon, and therefore they are now trying to even withhold information because many such information has come out. For instance, how many schools have they built? That truth has come out in the information in the RTI, or how many hospitals they've built. All of that information is now coming out as to how they have done nothing in the last 8 years, and therefore they are now trying to even not disclose the information to RTI.
Shehzad, we're also trying to get an Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. I'm broadly going to put the points that the Aam Aadmi Party has reiterated in the public domain. And one of them is that the office of Lieutenant Governor is being misused. All these allegations are politically motivated. And because you're politically nervous by the Aam Aadmi Party, you're creating these conspiracy. That's what they argue.
But this is a CIC is a statutory body. It's a body that is not under the sphere or favor of any other political party,
Sure.
and it has applied its mind and has given this order. And therefore, to now make these accusations against the CIC, against the courts, against institutions which are constitutional bodies, is actually very unbecoming of them, because this only shows that they do not even have any faith in constitutional and statutory bodies anymore.
Moving forward, Shehzad, we've seen a lot of allegations come in. In fact, there are serious inquiries which are underway. You're right that these are statutory bodies, whether it's Liquorgate or other scams. And we hope there is a thorough investigation, because often there is a policy of hit and run. In fact, some authority can come and make some kind of allegation, but often we don't see logical conclusions of these things really coming through.
No, I think the CIC's order or accusation in itself is a complete order, and I think that in itself should be taken on face value. I don't think it requires any further investigation. The fact is that after applying its mind, it's come to a conclusion that the RTIs are not being truthfully disclosed, or the information is not being truthfully disclosed, and I think that in itself is a complete proceeding. So I don't think that there is any other final conclusion. This itself is a conclusive evidence that the Aam Aadmi Party government is trying to cover up for corruption.
Thank you, Shehzad, for your time and for joining us on the broadcast. Well, that was Shehzad Poonawalla. Let me quickly try and reconnect with my colleague Rupashri Nanda if she's still with us on the broadcast, and get more details from her. Rupashri, it's only fair that we talk about how the Aam Aadmi Party has defended itself in the eye of this political storm. Multiple allegations, one after the other, alleged scams, the kind of raids that we have seen by the central agencies. They have a lot to battle out, not just legally, but also in the public perception.
Yeah, the Aam Aadmi Party actually has put out its own version every time such allegations have been made. But one question that has to be asked is, why did the CIC write to the Lieutenant Governor? Because CIC is a Information Commission is a statutory body. It is like a court of law, and it has its own system of redressal. So the question definitely would be asked from the Aam Aadmi Party is, why would the CIC seek the involvement of the Lieutenant Governor in this entire issue?
All right. Thank you, Rupashri, for getting us all the details on this very important